Welcome to Happy Heading Nowhere, the podcast. I'm Steve, and every week we explore what it means to live a meaningful life in a world that's always pushing us to know more and do more. So let's slow down and head nowhere together for the next few minutes. Not knowing can set you free. The first time I truly understood what it meant to not know was when I lost my dad. I was 10 years old. The grown-ups around me, church folks, family, tried to explain it. God's in control, they said. But even then, I could tell they didn't really know what else to say. Honestly, I felt they were just as lost as I was. And I remember thinking, you're the adults, you're supposed to have the answers. But they didn't. Looking back, that was the moment that the curtain got pulled back. Childhood, for me, didn't end with some big rite of passage. It ended with silence, with not knowing. And I think most of us have a moment like that at some point, when life knocks you sideways and nothing you've been told seems to fit. There's no clear explanation, no tidy conclusion, just mystery. And strangely enough, that's where curiosity begins. It doesn't begin with answers. It begins with admitting we don't have them. I first came across the idea of beginner's mind while reading Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist nun whose writing helped me through one of the hardest periods of my life, a time when everything got complicated and all the easy answers disappeared. She taught me to stop gripping so tightly to what I thought I knew and to sit with uncertainty, to stop chasing thoughts and just let them float on by, to observe, not label, to be curious instead of certain. And in a world that rewards confidence, expertise, and always having a fresh take, that's not easy. But beginner's mind invites us to meet life with humility, with open arms, with the eyes of someone seeing it all for the very first time. Socrates said, the only true wisdom is in knowing that you know nothing. And there's real freedom in that. I was talking with my friend Eugene recently about how fast the world is shifting, especially with AI. And what stuck with me wasn't the tech itself, but how many people aren't just skeptical, they're resistant. Like flat out unwilling to even look. There's this deep grip on the way things have always been, a refusal to even consider something new. It reminded me of all those moments in history where people pushed back against change. No one will ever use a machine to get their money. They want to go into the bank and talk to a teller. Why would I need to carry a phone around? Pay to watch TV shows? That sounds ridiculous. And now, AI will never be able to replace what I do. Don't speak too soon. But here's the thing. If you haven't noticed, the world keeps moving forward, with or without our curiosity. When we refuse to notice, we don't just fall behind, we miss out on growth, learning, and shaping what comes next. Beginner's mind doesn't mean we blindly accept everything new. It just means we don't shut the door before we even look into it. For most of my life, I've been a fixer. People, problems, systems. I've always wanted to help, to step in. And sometimes that's the right move. But lately, I've been learning the value of stepping back, of asking questions instead of jumping to solutions, of creating space instead of filling it. In leadership, in parenting, in friendship, beginner's mind shows up in how we listen, in how we let go of control, in how we create room for trust to grow. When we stop needing to be the expert and start showing up with curiosity, things shift. People feel it. You feel it. There's more calm, more connection, and a whole lot less pressure. So maybe the point of life isn't to have all the answers. Maybe the point is to sit with the questions long enough that they reshape how we see the world. So try asking yourself, where in your life have you stopped being curious? When's the last time you said, I don't know, and actually meant it? What might shift if you approached your work, your relationships, even your daily routines with a fresh set of eyes? That moment when I lost my dad, it taught me something I couldn't articulate back then. Life doesn't owe us answers. And the harder we chase them, the further away they can feel. I was raised in a culture that valued certainty. It taught us to obey, to trust, and to avoid the hard questions. But I've learned this: curiosity is freedom. It's a natural progression and what comes next after our identity. Once we know who we are, curiosity invites us to look outward with humility and just a little bit of that childhood magic and wonder. Next week, we'll keep this curiosity series rolling by exploring the power of asking better questions and how the art of wondering can shift the way you live and how you lead. And if you're someone who struggles to start writing or journaling, I've added a brand new tool at the end of each post called Notes to Nowhere. It's there to help you get past the blank page and just a little nudge to get you going. Thanks for listening. Stay curious. I'll see you next time. Take care.